Hello. Welcome to this episode of Coach Cara's podcast, Itchy, Bitchy and Guests. Sorry, we are chuckling, myself and Gillian. Gillian is here. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. We are chuckling because this is actually take 3 because it keeps cutting out. I've no idea why. Anyway, we've disconnected all stuff and restarted laptop, so I'm sure we'll be fine. Anyway, right, so a big whoop whoop to Gillian Gow. Whoop whoop. Who is here to chat about her life and her training as a 49-year-old and why it took her till 48 to find her tribe. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. So I'm going to hand you over to Gillian and she's going to tell us about her current life. Now we have got this far twice times before, so we're going to try it again. I'm scared to move.
Okay.
Right, Gillian, take it away.
Hopefully for the third time. I'm Gillian. It is actually my birthday today.
Yay.
And I'm delighted to be at level 49. I am married to Ian. We've been married for nearly 21 years now. We have 2 boys who are mid to young teenagers and 2 crazy Labradors, and we have, probably like everybody my age, very busy lives. So but last year, January 24.
Yeah, January 24, yeah.
I decided to join Ladies That Lift.
Yay. And changed your life forever.
And I haven't looked back.
You haven't, eh?
No, not at all.
You absolutely love it.
I do love it. Someone said recently, I'm obsessed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I'm okay with that.
That's a good thing. So for those of you that don't know, Ladies That Lift is a group of midlife ladies age 45 plus doing CrossFit. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But if I'd called it CrossFit originally when I marketed it in May 2023, nobody would have came because everybody thinks that they can't do CrossFit.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. Yeah,
absolutely. So now the ladies are current ladies. There's 30 of you, 29 of you, 28-ish. Are quite content that they're doing CrossFit and smashing life. So I'm just going to consult my questions because I'm having a menopause moment and my mind has went completely blank. So the topic, how at 48 I found my tribe.
Yeah.
Tell me why you say tribe and tell me why you say find.
So the tribe banner comes from a friend at work. We've worked together for 20 years easily. Oh. So we know each other pretty well. We know each other personally and professionally, sort of work bestie type of idea. And I said to her that I was going to do this, and she's very fit in herself. She does a lot of stuff, big into sailing and a lot of fitness herself. And I thought it's time I put something in that did that. I did fitness stuff before, but it never really floated my boat. And I said to her I was going to do this, and she was like, crack on, let us know how you got on. And then I think quite quickly over the course of time, all of our conversations involved me talking about CrossFit in some fashion or another, because that was my thing, and that was at the top of my priority, and that was the new thing that I had to add to the conversation. And it was Liz that said, I think you've actually finally found your tribe, and wow. I think she could see the boost I was getting off the back of it, and quite quickly within a few weeks or months,
Yeah. So you started off 3 times a week?
Twice, because that was all that was available back in the olden days. We did Thursdays and Saturdays.
Oh, was that it? Was it? Oh yeah, of course it would have been.
Yes.
Thursdays and Saturdays, and then we went to Mondays.
Then we added
so that
Mondays.
Was 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And now we've got 5 sessions a week.
Yes.
And you do 5 sessions a week.
Absolutely.
How sore are you on a daily basis?
Oh, how much do you want to scare folk off? No, it varies. It totally varies. I'm sore, definitely. I think it does vary based on what we've been doing, but what I like about CrossFit, and probably the reason I've stuck with it, is that no 2 classes are ever the same.
Yeah.
So there's maybe blocks of practice work where we're looking at the same muscle groups or the same type of movements and exercises, but through the course of that week, it's mixed up enough that it feels like there's a bit of a balance there. So that, I think, is appealing, and I just couldn't be going to a gym doing the same workouts, the same stuff every day. I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't go. And I tried it years ago. I was at a gym 20 years ago, and I was rubbish at motivating myself. I probably got less than half out of it that I do now, and just thought, I don't like it. Stop.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
It's hard. I'm rubbish at motivating myself, and I think that was the first part, and just thinking I would try this, knowing that I'd have somebody to motivate me, or be the right level of intimidating.
Do you know, I was wondering when you were going to mention that. So a bit of background to that comment. Gillian is actually my neighbour. We have lived in the same street for, I don't know how long I've been here. 10 years maybe? Yeah, 10 years maybe. And also a friend, obviously. And she said to me when she came that she found I was the right level of intimidating.
Yeah,
just the right level. I found that hilarious. I really do. But also slightly complimentary.
Well, it should be, because it was meant as a compliment, and it was being the right level of intimidating is, giving me the motivation that I need every day. Seeing, maybe when I'm not having as good a day as one, and helping with that.
Yep.
But not being so terrifying that I'm just going to run away and never come back. So.
You will lift weights. You will go heavier.
Even though sometimes I try, but the running's another issue. Well, I'm sure we'll come on.
Yeah, but you're a runner now. yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, yeah, it is good. And I totally get the gym thing. Like, I used to go to the gym years ago, and even now, like, I know what I'm doing. I can put a programme together, but no. It's just, can't do it. It's boring.
The motivation is not there at all if I went in on my own. Just not.
Yeah, agree. That's the biggest thing I like about CrossFit. I don't know about you. I don't particularly like a barbell. You love a barbell. We'll come on to that. But the biggest thing that I like about it is that everybody's in the same room doing a variation of the same workout.
Yes.
Based on their own ability, skill, strength, mobility, etc. That's what I like about it.
And that's the point. Every day we're in, there's an option.
Yeah.
And even if someone has had a recent injury, and we've had that in the gym, where they say, well, normally I might be able to do that, but right now I can't. What can you give me as an alternative? There's still something for them to do. There's still something that includes them, is inclusive, and there's all of that makes us go away, and the next day or the day after the next day, more typically, we notice that we've done something, because, and that practice and trying the new things, and you can see yourself the progression, and you can see how, all right, I'm at this stage in that now, and I'm moving through the whole CrossFit journey. So
well, the toes to bar stuff today, the kipping on the bar today, but you couldn't even hang on the bar when we first started.
I could not hang on the bar.
Yeah, and now you're swinging back and forward, getting your toes up towards the bar.
See, it's nuts.
You're a gymnast. CrossFit, runner, gymnast, 49-year-old.
Wow.
Bloody amazing, I'll tell you. Right, I gave you a list of questions. So, why you've found your tribe. I can't remember if we've covered that or if we covered that in the previous 2 recordings. I'm all confused.
Why? Well, so we talked about why we'd use tribe, so we've covered that. But why I found it. So the kids used to do your kids' CrossFit class.
So they did in a previous life, yes.
Yes, and actually that was really good for them off the back of COVID, probably particularly. It was right about that time.
Yeah.
I think they were with you before then, but then when we were allowed to get back and we would do things outside.
We were in the park.
And they were doing that, and then I got to the point of I dropped them off and went for a walk. Rather than just sitting watching them, and they always came, we did this today, we did that today, and Freezy was did gymnastics at the same time as well, and so this was a really good outlet for him, and Ewan's big and strong, and it was a great outlet for him to see what his potential was maybe going to be as he got older and got through his teenage years. So I started following you on Facebook, probably Instagram as well, and round about the October 23, I noticed that you had an intake for people round about then, and I said, I think I've told you this before.
Yeah, but you've not told all these
I've
people.
not told all these people, right? So I said to my husband, I was like, well, Caris is doing this thing, and it's for ladies over 45, and it looks really interesting. It's only twice a week. It's really early in the morning, but that would be okay for me. I think I might try it. And his knee-jerk response to it was, why would you want to do that? I went, oh, well, and I went, aye, okay, fair enough. And I sort of left it, but I left it as part of the conversation, but it just kept in my head. And I'm one of those people, I guess, that when I get my mind on something, I can park it up to a point.
Yep.
I can mull away in the back, in the subconscious or whatever. And if it's still niggling me there, I'll probably go back and look at it. So, I don't know, a nice pair of shoes or whatever it happens to be, right? If I'm still thinking about those pair of shoes in a week, I'm going to go back and I'm definitely buying them because I obviously really want them. So I mulled it over. Life is busy, stuff happens, and but in that period, I guess I just got more and more aware of the fact that I wasn't doing anything beyond the walking.
Yeah.
And the walking was getting better. I was going further. I was getting faster, I suppose, but I wasn't monitoring anything. I was just out for a walk and seeing how far I could get in the hour that the kids were doing your CrossFit. So come Christmas time, I was really kind of like, don't feel like myself. Probably put on some weight. I'm not terribly happy. There was a lot going on at work at the time, which was pretty stressful. And I was like, I just don't feel like me at the moment.
Yeah.
And fast forward to an evening in December, and I said to Ian, right, Caris is doing another intake in January. I am doing it. That's great. That sounds fantastic if that's what you want to do. And I was like, oh, brilliant. So I've got his buy-in because it meant that he had to do the school, get kids up for school, get them ready, get them out. So, because I wouldn't be there to help. But I didn't up until that point, so fair's fair. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. And I had the most sleepless night I've ever had the night before I joined the gym for the first time, and I rocked up on a Saturday with, I don't know, just the Bobby Basics gym stuff, not a clue what I was doing, and the rest is history, really.
Here you are, in with the bricks.
In with the bricks. The dry rot.
Not at all. So do you feel, I totally get what you're saying, by the way, about not feeling like yourself. Do you feel more like, and I'm not saying that this is just CrossFit, but do you feel more like yourself?
So I remember about 2 or 3 weeks into this, I was coming out the house, you were walking down the road, and well, how you doing? I'm like, good. And I said to you quite quickly at that point, I've realised that I joined CrossFit because I thought I needed to get fitter physically, and I needed to do something there. But what I actually got quicker than getting fitter physically was getting fitter mentally.
Right, okay.
And I think CrossFit and that just the gym and the whole environment and the people has given me the ability to sort of just get on with the day-to-day, to recognise that there's stressful situations at work, but I don't always need to be dealing with them. I can sort of park them and move on. Things happen at home or with the kids, somebody misses something, someone forgets something gets broken. All of that stuff, I'm just a bit better at dealing with it all now. And I think having made the conscious decision to make the time for myself, that was the almost immediate short-term benefit of it. The physical, medium, long-term, longer and longer-term benefits will keep coming as long as I can do it and as long as I keep practicing it. But, that was the real...
Yeah.
That's how I would say I feel more like me. That just like in my own head, I'm dealing with stuff better.
Yeah, which is good. More tolerance, more patience.
Some people might still disagree,
Time
but
for you.
They're
not
all
important.
relative.
It's only me that matters, Gillian. Nobody else's opinion matters.
I'll tell you.
Well, bear in mind, I do know Ian, by the way. He's quite cool, I must admit. Ian is the bottomless glass of wine filler upper person, but that's another
You will
story.
not go thirsty in there.
Yeah, that's another story for another day. Right, so you found your tribe, which is obviously actually amazing, right? And yous are a very diverse bunch of ladies. Like, the only thing yous have in common is that yous are all older than 45 and yous all came to the gym.
Yep.
That is literally it. But you now go for a coffee most Saturdays after the Saturday session. Yous meet up outside, you do social events. So I think it's pretty amazing that you can put 30 odd midlife women in the room and everybody's quite cool. Like, we're all gobby, but everybody's quite cool. So what have you got from said tribe in and outside of the gym?
So I think that when I had kids and you go to all the sort of kiddie groups and the mother and baby stuff, they ask, you say, oh, it's for the kids, and get the baby socialising and all the rest of it. But you do pick up friends as part of that. And I'm still in touch with friends that I met, in those days. But I think as you get a bit older, it gets, I worked in the same place for over 20 years. Kids are now teenagers. Our lives have got a rhythm to them. We've got a routine, and there's not always an opportunity to meet new people as part of that. And I think joining the gym, and I think probably where the tribe then comes in, is I actually have made quite a lot of new friends. They're not just folk that you turn up and meet at the back of 7 on a Thursday morning. It's, we keep in touch with them, and we message outside of it, and I think that's what I've got out of it. I've got a group of people who are going through similar things in terms of their midlife, who have been through it, and they can sort of impart their knowledge and experience, or for God's sake, don't do that, advice.
Some of them sailed through it.
Yes, yeah, fair enough. or whatever, but just I think having that support network there beyond CrossFit, that's really what is brought in, and really the Saturday morning coffee ritual is exactly that. If you've got something to get off your chest, or you just want to go and sit quietly and let other people get stuff off their chest and feel that you're not alone, then crikey, that's the place to do it.
I was going to spam my tea in there, sorry. I was thinking about the minister, Manny.
Oh, yes. Do you want me to share that?
Tell that story, absolutely.
So, in the coffee shop where we go, after the gym on a Saturday, there is a large communal table, and it's now our table that's not reserved or anything like that. Obviously, it's just a coffee shop, but it is now the law that that's where we sit.
Yep.
And one Saturday there was a gentleman sitting at the table, books out, laptop out, working pretty studiously, and Lynn, I think it was, asked, would you mind if we joined you at the table? There's quite a few of us. Oh, no problem, come and sit down. So we duly sat down, and I think it'd been a bit of a rough week for some people. There was a lot of sharing, there was a lot of swearing, and there was a lot of really detailed explanation about some of the stuff that was going on in their lives. And towards the end of the sort of coffee session, the guy sat through it all, and towards the end of the session, they were like, "Oh, right, you've been working really studiously. What are you writing a university thesis? What is it you're doing?" He said, "Oh, well, no, it's been really interesting sitting here." He says, "I'm actually a minister, and I'm writing my sermon for tomorrow morning." So goodness knows what those parishioners listen to on the Sunday, but I hope it gave them a fresh perspective on life. That's all I can say.
A perspective or a laugh, one of the two.
Absolutely, please. Brilliant. Both.
Brilliant. I think there's only certain type of people that could tolerate sitting.
Oh yeah, he learned a lot.
Even though I wasn't there, I'm going to include me in that.
I'm going to say he learned a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, hilarious. Right, so what are your favourite bits about CrossFit?
I like the weightlifting part of it.
Yes. How much can you deadlift, Gillian?
100 kilos.
Hey! Bloody fantastic. Can you remember what you did the first time we did a deadlift?
I hardly lift the bloody bell, the barbell. I think I maybe did I don't know, 40 or something like that.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
It's confidence as well, though.
Oh, completely, yeah.
But strength.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, and that's probably the other part I would say I like. I like that I'll ask you questions about the right way to do a thing, what's the technique for, how many this, what do I do about that. And the lady I work with that I talked about earlier, she'll know this. I'm a clarifier, right? I like the rules, I like the details, I like to know stuff. But what I've learned is the stuff that I like less, there's transferable skills there. So I like the deadlift. I like walking lunges less. But by doing the walking lunges, you've explained how you're isolating parts of your body that ultimately makes your things like deadlifting stronger or better, or at least increases the level at which you might top out in what you're able to do physically. So I can see that there's that I like that transferable skill part of it. So because it motivates me to do the stuff I like less, because I see there's going to be a benefit somewhere else.
And if we go back to the conversation we had that none of us like going to the gym on our own, if you had a gym programme and you were on your own, you would pick the stuff to do that you like deadlifts, and at no point ever would you walk in and say, oh, I have 300 walking lunges to do today. You just wouldn't do it. And that's the same with most people, to be fair.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people.
I think I would say, though, I probably didn't really appreciate what CrossFit was, and that's probably been a good thing, because I'm not big on the cardio. I'm not big on the boot camp style stuff, or the mornings like that. Some of it's okay, some of it makes me really quite sick. And I think if I'd known that's what it really was, I had in my head it was weightlifting. So, and that's what made me come.
Yep.
Because I thought upper body strength, that would be really good. But I think if I'd known about the boot camp stuff, I might have been put off a little bit. But when I'm there, I'm just like, I can listen and I can do as I'm told, and that works. I just go in, do it, leave. Yeah. And then you get that natural high from, oh, well, I actually did that today and I didn't die.
Yeah. So, it's a very famous saying in CrossFit, but did you die? It's like, this hurts, but did you die? No, you didn't. Die. Suck it up.
I've not died.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Exactly. Yeah, I get that. So, but now that you know, like, everything about CrossFit, do you know how awful it can be, you know how brilliant it can be, you still choose to come back five days a week?
Yeah, because I think because you don't die, right? But you can also, now I've got the perspective of, 12, 15 months, I can see how I've progressed in myself. So I like now that I can do things that I couldn't do 12, 15 months ago, and then that's the natural, go on, keep going. What might you do next week? So, or where might you be next year? So that's, you can motivate yourself at that point.
Absolutely. And
it is hard, and you talk a lot about not worrying about failing, and I think that's been a big thing as well. Mm-hmm. That it's okay if you can't pick that up, or if you can't push it up, or whatever it is we're doing. You will still feel the benefit. You'll still feel like you've done something the next day, and that hanging from the bar is classic on that. Yep. I remember that Saturday. The first Saturday, not even being able to hold myself on the bar. I remember, weeks or a couple of months later, all I could do was hang on the bar. But I absolutely felt it on the Sunday, and probably even more so by the Monday that I'd done it.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, well, I'm doing something. So something's better than nothing, and it'll get better if you keep practicing. So we're telling our kids all the time, you've got to practice this. You can't be an expert at something without spending something like 10,000 hours on it. Is the sort of the recognised measure of whether or not you're an expert. So I don't know that I've done 10,000 hours yet, but we're working towards it.
Just keep coming. Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah. How have you fitted CrossFit and exercise into your life? Has it been difficult? Do you wish you'd done it years ago? Are you quite how?
I absolutely wish I'd done it years ago, but I don't think our lifestyle would have allowed me to do it. So two things, well, three really. The kids are a wee bit older now.
Yeah.
And we are out of the back of COVID, and there was quite a lot of, we had some issues with separation anxiety at that time, and it was really difficult for me not to be in the house.
Yeah, which is fair enough. There's a lot of kids. Yeah.
So we've had that. Husband lucky man has retired. So he is around in the morning now to do the morning
Yeah, because
run.
he used to start early,
He used to
didn't
work
he?
early shifts.
Yeah.
So I did the whole morning routine and school run, everything on my own. So it just wouldn't have worked. And, you know, because of the nature of my job, even the sort of early evening sessions just wouldn't have worked for me. So it was kind of like everything just came together. It was time, and I was in the right mindset. You know, like a lot of people, you're not going to really do a thing or do it with any sort of intent if you're not ready for it.
Absolutely.
So I was ready for it. It suited me. I'm okay at getting up in the morning, and I quite like now that by the time I'm home at 8:30, I've done a thing. And I can move on with my day, and it really doesn't interfere with my day or my routine or anything that we need to be doing as a family. So that's probably was the cherry on the icing, really.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, fair enough. And last question, how has Ladies That Lift affected your life in the gym and outside the gym? I think we've slightly covered that, haven't we?
I think we've covered it. I think I am more confident in my abilities, or at least in trying. Like,
because of the failure thing.
Try it, right? And see how you go. And if you don't get it, you try it again next time, or whenever we do this thing again. That's fine. I feel more resilient.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the mental health part is part of that.
Yep.
Just being able to do stuff. And yeah, the friendship stuff's great. What a brilliant thing to say. I'm level 49 and I've got all these new friends. I've got all these new friends.
Yeah, but like you said before, do you know, as we get older, I think we lose friends as opposed to make new friends. Do you know what I mean? Because you drift away and you get busy, etc., etc. But it's not very often you get yourself into a situation that you end up with this whole bunch of new friends.
I think your friendship circle reduces because you hold on to the ones that really meant a lot, and that's what my circle's like. It's some of them go back to primary school, some of them go back to the kids being babies, other some of them are work based. But yeah, what a brilliant opportunity. I love it.
I love it too. I think I'm biased though, but I absolutely love it. So, if you were saying to all the women out there that don't do any kind of exercise, what would you say to them?
I think give it a go. I think you can't avoid seeing in sort of general life, news, social media, wherever you look, there's benefits for you and for the people round about you if you do something about your physical health.
Mm-hmm.
And give it a shot, try it. There's loads of options, obviously, and everybody finds the thing that helps them. But one of the best things, we've got lots of quotes from the Ladies That Lift. We've got lots of mantras or whatever you want to say, and what we've talked about is, do you want to be the oldest person in the gym or the youngest person in the old folks home? And I absolutely know what the answer to that is, and that's why we all go, and that's why we all turn up. And if we've done 11 billion walking lunges or squats and we think we need a comfort toilet, that's just the laugh the next day at the gym. How did you get on today? But you feel the benefit of that in the long run, and God forbid we ever need a comfort toilet. We'll be reaching up to the top shelf when we're 100.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did forget about that quote actually. So would you like to be the oldest person in the gym or the youngest person in the nursing home?
Yeah, it's a belter, and it really rings home because you can look round about you and see how folk struggle, whether it's friends, family, maybe your parents, if I think if they had that option or if it had been instilled in them when they were in their 40s, my parents would have done something about it as well. And then you think, well, where might they have been now then if they'd done that? They'd started this 30 years ago. Imagine 30 years of CrossFit.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Crikey.
Yeah. Anyway.
One day at a time.
One day at a time, right. So as we know, it is Gillian's 49th birthday today. What are you doing tonight for your birthday?
We are going out for a family dinner, which I cannot wait for.
Nice.
There's no My Fitness Pal today. It's ditched for my birthday. Right. I am going to have beer. I'm going to eat Italian food. Might have wine as well. Almost certainly going to have dessert.
Oh, I love dessert. desserts.
I love dessert.
Love
It's
desserts.
the first thing I look at on the menu.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I never used to be like. I never used to like. That's a total Perry thing. I would
Oh,
always
I've
have.
always-
I was always a savoury girl, and now I'm like, oh my god, give me all the sugar.
In a restaurant, look at the dessert. Sometimes I look online before I go, figure out what the dessert is going to be, and then work back from there.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, yeah, love it.
But like we said, it's your birthday. Calories do not count on your
No,
birthday,
they're free.
ladies. It's
I believe
all
they're free.
about balance, because for the other 6 days of the week, she's going to be crossfitting and walking and doing all the good stuff.
I am indeed. There's a lot of walking tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Right. On that note, we will say cheerio. Gillian, thank you for giving up a couple of hours. It was a couple of hours because it took us like 3 attempts to record this. Yeah, it's still recording.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're very welcome. It's been a blast. Honestly, thank you very much for sharing. I wish you, obviously, the most awesomest happy 49th birthday.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in the gym very soon.
Yes.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.